NBA opening night is here at long last. We've got a nice doubleheader to delve into as we break it down from the perspective of No House Advantage. I'm Pete McCarthy here for Stochastic. We appreciate you joining. Give us a like, subscribe, keep up with all of our shows, our DFS offers, our giveaways, and much, much more. And once you do subscribe, hit that notification button. That'll give you alerts when our shows go live. You want to do that because we got NBA action coming your way for the next, 6 months, then playoffs, the whole 9 yards. Every day is always exciting when we get the NBA going here, especially from No House Advantage. Love playing the props on the NBA. You're not going to find better projections than what we have over at Stochastic.com. So be sure to check that out as well. Remember, too, almost all of our content is available in podcast form on your platform of choice as well. And you can help us out by leaving a 5-star review. We appreciate that. All right, so maybe you're new to No House Advantage and trying to look for some way to spice up your NBA watching this year. No House Advantage, a great way to get that done. So there's basically 2 ways to play at No House Advantage. We will, in this video, be focusing on their pick'em contests. These are interesting. You have to play 10 different props, 10 different players. You go over, under, right? The basics on props. But you're not just trying to get 10 out of 10. You're also competing against other people. So there is some game theory involved in this. If you play a very chalky lineup, you are going to end up splitting the pot. The pot is pretty big. We're looking at on opening night, $20 entry, $20,000 to first place. Something to keep in mind on No House Advantage. We'll see how it plays out this NBA season, but throughout the NFL season, there's been a lot of overlay. So a lot of opportunity that you have more money going out than you have coming in. That's good for you if you're playing and you can get up to the top there, near the top. So the first contest here of the season, 3,000 total is the entry. Keep an eye on that as we roll through and get closer to game time and see how low that might be. And maybe you get yourself an opportunity to put in a few lineups and make that happen. If you don't want to throw $20 in, you got a $5 contest as well, $1,000 to first place there. Not as likely to see as much overlay in that contest there. The basics, this is what you're looking at. 10 props, you got to go over, under. The other key is you have to rank the props. So your most confident pick, that's worth 10. The next one worth 9. And you work your way all the way down to that 1-point pick where maybe you can get a little different and try to be contrarian so that you're not chopping the top of that pot. Be sure to check it out, No House Advantage. Let's get into the picks. We'll start off with this Warriors-Lakers game. And I want to look right away at Steph Curry, right? One of the big names in this game. We're not going to look at his three-point line. We're not going to look at his points line. Those both look pretty fair. We're going to look at Steph Curry's rebounding. Yeah, we want Steph Curry throwing some elbows down in the paint. So we're looking at 4.5 as the number on Steph Curry for his rebounding. Our projections at Stochastic have him a rebound higher than that at 5.5. Look, I think a lot of people are going to be sitting in there playing the three-pointers, playing the points on Steph Curry. The rebounds are always kind of there, right? Steph Curry's going to see a lot of playing time on opening night. There's no reason for him to be playing 20 minutes and not getting a whole lot of opportunity. If he's on the floor, he's a good rebounder. He's more than capable of picking up, 7, 8, 9 rebounds in a given game. We've seen it last year. He's pretty much consistently at 5 rebounds. It's pretty steady as far as the rebounding goes for a guard like Steph Curry, but this is a spot that one of the few spots I really like the over. We do have in this Lakers-Warriors game expecting a little more pace than in the early game, so it's the only game that I'm really playing some overs here. So I like getting Steph Curry in this spot. I like where the projection is. I like how low the number is on Steph Curry here, and it's one of the few real overs you could jump on here. This is not a 10-point play. I'll give you some of those over the course of this video, but this is certainly one that you can mix in the middle of your lineup to the lower end and get yourself a nice little start with Steph Curry getting the over on the rebounding here. The Warriors are actually, too, a little easier to figure in terms of what the rotation is going to look like, what the playing time is going to look like. The Lakers are a bit of a mess, and this is going to be something that you have to watch going up to game time. First of all, does Russell Westbrook play at all? He has a hamstring injury, according to Yahoo. There's nothing structurally wrong, according to report. He's day-to-day. I think with the NBA and Westbrook's situation, he's got to wonder, what's real, what's not. Does he not want to come off the bench? Is this an ego thing? Is it a physical thing? Is it something to worry about? Is it something not? You're going to want to see that Lakers lineup tomorrow, and hopefully we find out relatively early in the day what that is going to be. But for Russell Westbrook, is he coming off the bench? And then that's going to affect everybody else, right? Patrick Beverley, how much playing time can he get? Kendrick Nunn, how much playing time is he going to get? Nunn could be in the starting lineup. It could be Westbrook. These are all things that are going to figure in and change our lineup in a pretty significant way. So that's why I like getting the Warriors right away, where things are a little steadier. The Lakers at this point, and we'll have clarity as we get closer to tip-off, a little messier situation in terms of how much playing time we're going to be allotting to so many of those guards in the Lakers' backcourt. No house advantage. I've been telling you about it. You know the deal by now. You have an idea. You could download No House Advantage. You can play on the app on your phone. You go to nohouseadvantage.com. You can play there as well. These pick'em contests, look, we talked about the one that can net you $20,000 for first place on the opening night slate. There are contests that go into six figures that you could check out. So you can download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, and then climb the leaderboard when you make correct picks. You can also test your skills versus the house and try to hit 20 times your entry if you hit all of your picks. You can mix in different sports. We've got lots of playoff baseball coming up. You have, of course, the NFL very much in season right now. And something to really keep in mind, if you sign up now with the link below, you get yourself a first match deposit bonus of up to $50. It's a good way to start things up. So you throw $50 in there, they're going to give you $50 to play with as well. But you got to click the link below. Make sure you do that and get started at No House Advantage, where daily fantasy sports has been redefined. So certainly want to check that out. All right, another pick for you. Again, we're going to look at the Golden State Warriors, and this is one you can put near the top of your lineup, and that's James Wiseman. Wiseman, look, he had a really impressive preseason with the Golden State Warriors. We're just not seeing the playing time setting up for Wiseman unless the Lakers are terrible in this game and the Warriors are running away and opening up, a 25-point lead going into the fourth quarter. But even in that situation, we're looking at 17.5 points for James Wiseman. There's no clear way for him to get the playing time necessary to hit that kind of point number. He's still behind Kevon Looney for these Golden State Warriors. We're projecting him at a little more than 6 points in this game. So that's just a huge gap in the numbers here. And look, you could play contrarian. You could try to be the only one who's going to go over on James Wiseman here. Maybe you get that blowout. He gets a bunch of time in the fourth quarter and looks great. But sometimes you just want to take the free squares when they're there and throw a guy like James Wiseman up at the top when he's not going to see this kind of playing time necessary. He averaged about 15 points per game in the preseason, but again, there's no path to that kind of playing time for him. Let's see him do it before we're taking overs on him at getting to at least 18 points in this game. And again, the projections just aren't there for him. The playing time doesn't seem to be there for James Wiseman. So I think this is a pretty easy one to get under on, even in the game that's expected to have some more points in the Warriors and the Lakers than earlier. As far as the early game goes, let's look at the Sixers and the Celtics. I'll give you one pick I really like here. And like James Wiseman, Montrezl Harrell is a guy that just does not have a path to playing time. If Joel Embiid gets hurt this year, if Joel Embiid needs a rest day, Montrezl Harrell will get some time on the floor and have a chance to make an impact. Opening night is not one of those nights. We are not going to be managing Joel Embiid's minutes right at the start of the season. So for Montrezl Harrell, we're looking at 11.5 points here. He needs significant playing time to get there. And he not only has to worry about Joel Embiid in his way to playing time, but Paul Reed is in the mix as well. Harrell is really third on the Sixers depth chart at that spot. So look, opening night is really not a consideration. Will Montrezl Harrell see the floor? Sure. We project him for about 5 points on opening night, but we're looking at 11.5 points. It's just not going to happen. So that is one you could put, again, that 10 spot, that 9 spot, him and James Wiseman. The only way you're getting in trouble is if it is a major blowout. But again, not quite expecting that, especially not in the early game with the Celtics just a 3-point favorite and not a lot of scoring expected in this game either. You can really look at the assist numbers here in general, whether you're looking at Tyrese Maxey, Jason Tatum, Tobias Harris, James Harden, Jaylen Brown. All of their assist totals are inflated on No House Advantage. That's something that, as you play more on No House Advantage, you'll notice generally the number's a little higher than you're going to see at other props that you can find across the industry. So generally, it's going to be safer to go under on these. And look, if we have a game without a whole lot of pace, you could certainly see just about everything be under, especially in this opening game with the Sixers and the Celtics. So we have all 5 of those guys I mentioned: Maxey, Tatum, Harris, Harden, Brown. All of them are significantly under their lines for assists as far as our projections go. So you can go under on a lot of them and work your way through in a game that's not expected to have a lot of points. 214 points being the over-under right now for the Sixers and the Celtics. So, just a way to get you started as you work your way through 10 props total on this opening night. There are a ton of different ways to play it. Have a good time with it. Enjoy it. And we'll have lots of content for you throughout the season. Of course, a big Wednesday, and we'll have a lot more games to work with, a lot more maneuverings on No House Advantage. So be sure to be on the lookout for that video as well. Appreciate you joining. Good luck on this opening night. I'm Pete McCarthy.